Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H recently spoke about how things were when he and Shawn Michaels first started DX. He discussed how the group was similar to the New Day during their early days. Hunter and Shawn Michaels started that faction back in the late 90s at the height of the Monday Night Wars. The group went on to become one of the most successful and commercially profitable factions for the company. The game recently connected with all three New Day members. He spoke about how the trio started having fun with each other and gradually earned the fans' appreciation. Triple H drew parallels between the New Day and DX, stating that both groups started slowly and then became a major attraction for the company. I think even that, the reactions. It's like you didn't do anything that was mind-blowing, you cheated a little bit. But your reactions, and you started having fun with each other. There was some of that with the DX thing. When we first started doing DX, everything was so tight. The company was so like rules locked in. Shawn and I got to a place like I don't King care. We were pushing the envelope, but it was getting reactions. We started to get to a place like, well, it's gonna get a reaction, we'll run with it. It's a good place to be. From 2:24 to 3 o'clock. Triple H feels New Day did their best work when they started enjoying themselves. During the same conversation, Triple H detailed that things got worse for the New Day before it eventually got better. He recalled the trio not getting the expected fan reactions. Hunter felt the three WWE stars almost knew that they could get fired and then just went out and focused on having fun. Then it hit a point where I could feel it with you guys. You guys got to the point like, *CK it. It can't get any worse than this. We're gonna get fired anyway. So let's just go out there and make each other laugh and go way over the top with it. WWE will honor the multi-time Tag Team Championship winning trio on the December 2nd episode of Raw for their 10-year anniversary. In a candid sit-down interview with WWE's The Bump, WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque opened up about the meteoric rise of a tag team that has been making waves on both Raw and SmackDown. Known for their charisma, in-ring prowess, and ability to connect with the WWE Universe, this dynamic duo has reminded Levesque of his time in D-Generation X, DX. Speaking with both reverence and excitement, Triple H shared insights into the team's evolution, their future potential, and the parallels he sees between their journey and his iconic faction. The tag team of the moment. While Triple H refrained from explicitly naming the team at the start, fans quickly pieced together that he was referring to none other than the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus, who recently transitioned from dominating NXT to making a significant impact on the main roster. Their explosive energy, combined with a never-say-die attitude, has captured the imaginations of fans and drawn comparisons to some of WWE's most beloved tag teams. When you see a team come in with that kind of intensity, that natural chemistry, and the ability to fire up a crowd, you know you've got something special, Triple H said. The Creed brothers are not just another tag team, they're a movement, and that's what DX was back in the day. We weren't just two guys having matches, we were reshaping the way people looked at tag teams and factions. Parallels with DX. Reflecting on the early days of DX, Triple H acknowledged that the faction faced significant hurdles when they first formed. When Shawn, Michaels, and I were putting together DX, there wasn't a blueprint for what we wanted to do. We were edgy, unpredictable, and unapologetic, but that didn't guarantee success. The Creed brothers, in a way, remind me of that spirit. They're willing to take risks and challenge the norm. Much like DX, who leaned heavily into their rebellious personas to captivate audiences, the Creed brothers have embraced their underdog status on the main roster. Despite coming from a collegiate wrestling background, which could have pigeonholed them, Julius and Brutus have managed to blend technical wrestling with high-flying stunts and powerhouse moves. Triple H continued, DX was about more than just Shawn and me. We had X-Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn. We brought a sense of unity and diversity to our performances. The Creed brothers have that same vibe. It's not just about their wrestling, it's about how they make you feel when they're out there. Learning from legends. When asked if the Creed brothers have sought guidance from him or other legends, Triple H revealed, they're like sponges. They're always asking questions, trying to get better. They've spent time with guys like Shelton Benjamin, Chad Gable, and even sat with Shawn a few times. That hunger to learn reminds me of how we were in DX. We were constantly innovating, always trying to stay ahead of the curve. He also mentioned that the brothers recently spent an afternoon watching old DX matches to understand how to pace a storyline while maintaining audience engagement. They were blown away by how much of our success came down to timing, when to talk, when to act, when to let the crowd breathe. And they're already applying those lessons. It's a good place to be. Triple H spoke about the importance of striking a balance between character development and in-ring storytelling, something he believes the Creed brothers have begun to master. WWE today is very different from the Attitude Era, but the core principle remains the same: you need to connect with the audience. Julius and Brutus, they're in a good place right now because they're doing just that. He continued, you look at their recent matches, whether it's against a team like the Usos or Pretty Deadly, they always find a way to stand out. They're not just working a match, they're telling a story. That's what DX did, and that's why we're still talked about decades later. When pressed about the Creed brothers' potential trajectory, Triple H didn't hold back. I see them as future WrestleMania main eventers. And not just in tag matches. These guys could easily transition into singles competition and dominate. That's how versatile they are. The influence of DX today. The conversation shifted to how DX's legacy influences modern WWE, particularly for up-and-coming talent like the Creed brothers. DX broke down barriers, Triple H said. We weren't supposed to succeed the way we did. We were edgy in a time when the product was going through a transition. But we resonated with the fans because we were authentic. That authenticity is what I see in the Creed brothers. They're not trying to be anyone else, they're carving out their own path. He added, it's a good place to be when you can pay homage to the past while still blazing your own trail. The Creed brothers are doing just that. They've steadied the Hardys, the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, and yes, even DX. But they're not copying. They're innovating. Fan reception and the road ahead. Triple H also acknowledged the role of the WWE Universe in shaping the Creed brothers' rise. Fans can make or break you in this business. The Creed brothers have earned their respect, and that's not easy to do when you're new. I think a lot of that comes down to their work ethic. Fans can see that they're giving it everything they've got every time they step into the ring. Looking ahead, Triple H teased some big plans for the duo. Survivor Series is around the corner, and let's just say the Creed brothers might have a few surprises in store. Beyond that, I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the hunt for tag gold again soon, or maybe even something bigger. A final word on DX's influence. As the interview wrapped up, Triple H reflected on how DX's legacy continues to inspire. If DX taught us anything, it's that being different is a strength, not a weakness. The Creed brothers are a perfect example of that. They're not trying to fit into anyone's mold. They're smashing it and creating their own. He concluded with a grin, and hey, if they ever need someone to show them how to really cause chaos, my phone's always on. Conclusion. Triple H's endorsement of the Creed brothers not only highlights their potential but also underscores how much WWE has evolved since the days of DX. With the Creed brothers poised to be the next breakout stars, fans are in for an exciting journey, one that echoes the rebellious spirit of DX while paving the way for a bold new chapter in WWE's tag team division. And as Triple H said, it's a good place to be.